There's a funny thing about those doors that greet us here every Sunday. They all lead inward. Even when we leave this house of God and go about the rest of our Sunday, Monday, and every other day, the doors of this house we pass through lead us inward on a journey that carries forth the word of Jesus. Individual journeys that, while benefiting the world around us in ways big and small, strengthen our witness and bring us closer to our own connections with our Lord. It's called faith, and that strength in belief and the importance of searching for the door of faith is why Pope Benedict XVI has officially proclaimed this year our Year of Faith.
In his apostolic letter designating this Year of Faith, Pope Benedict XVI explains that the door of faith is always open for us. Deeper into his letter, he encourages us to rediscover the joy of believing and the enthusiasm for communicating the faith. For the next few minutes, you will see examples of friends among us who practice authentic ways of renewing their faith in the Lord. In the process of going about those acts, they live everything that the Holy Father asks of us. When he explains, faith grows when it is lived as an experience of love received and when it is communicated as an experience of grace and joy. It makes us fruitful because it expands our hearts in hope and enables us to bear life-giving witness. Indeed, it opens the hearts and minds of those who listen to and respond to the Lord's invitation to adhere to His Word and become His disciples. Over the next few minutes, you'll see another thing. You'll see the impact of those dollars collected by Catholic Services Appeal, monies that have no other goal than to do good. Your generosity fuels the efforts of the CSA, services that are carried out by those among us who take their faith beyond these doors and into the lives of those around us.
In northern Nevada, that message of faith working through love rings clearly with Catholics who, on a daily basis, challenge themselves to rediscover their faith and to be a reflection of it. One such person is Roger McMillan, who spent much of his retirement parlaying his experience as a chief financial officer and accountant toward helping keep his church and school on an even keel.
I like to work in the background. I work on the financial end and also on the physical properties.
A shy, self-professed background guy, Roger, who also helps out with food collections, is nonetheless very transparent in his expressions of faith. As he humbly puts it,
God's been very good to myself and my family. It's just my way of giving back to God and to reach out to others that we will never know and never see.
With Maria Lehman, faith is expressed through the actions she takes that range from serving as lector for Spanish Masses and working with the Hispanic Lay Ministry Program.
There are so many ways that we can help. There are so many people that are hungry in so many ways, not only hungry of food, but also hungry of justice, peace, hungry of a friend, a person that is there for them when they need it, people that are looking for someone that just has the time to listen to their problems, to listen to what they really feel, what they really need.
And then there's a man whose journey of faith delivers him every single day to the corner of Valley Road and East 4th Street in Reno.
We are blessed that we are in the position that we are to be able to help people. We try to help people daily with whatever reason that they need help with.
In 1991, Ray Trevino started stirring pots and serving meals at a place known as St. Vincent's Dining Room. 22 years later, Ray Trevino is still stirring pots, flipping burgers, and making time in every single day to make someone else's day a little better. Some call it work or a job. For Ray, it's faith.
having the opportunity to work at St. Vincent's for 21 years, I've seen miracles there. Miracles happen because CSA is there to help you along the way to where these miracles are possible.
Jane Moon was, as she explains, born to her faith. But it was later in life, as a student at the University of Nevada, Reno, where her fire for faith was kindled through the CSA-supported Newman Center.
When I was in college at UNR, I went through RCIA there. And because I just felt a need to learn more about my faith and to express that more. So I went through that as a young adult. And I would say at Our Lady of Wisdom, that's where I became on fire with my faith, because I connected to a faith that I was born in, and I owned it because of the support of CSA for the Newman Center.
Today, Jane applies that fire in many ways, in any way, to better serve her parish.
I also am a lector, and my daughter's an altar server. She has been since she's in 2nd grade. So we serve as a family, and we help Mass wherever we're needed, wherever we're called.
In his proclamation of this as the Year of Faith, Pope Benedict XVI writes, "Faith grows when it is lived as an experience of love received, and when it is communicated as an experience of grace and joy." It's the kind of grace you'll see in how Juan Carlos Arenas goes about his days, living his faith as a servant to God.
We need to care for others as the same way Christ cared for me and for my family.
That same faith, as an experience of joy, is one you'll hear in the voice and see reflected in the face of Bree Thoresen.
We always encourage the kids and always talk about faith, and the teachers do follow the curriculum that we have, but we use any opportunity we can to talk about God, and we have that a lot. Somebody's hurting, somebody's sad, how are we treating one another? Is this really how we live and who we are? Is this what we want to do?
Rarely does a day pass where you won't find Bree pouring her time, her energy, and her heart into a variety of community organizations. But it's her role as principal of a Catholic school that helped Bree better understand the role of CSA.
CSA sometimes seems like a far-off thing or a term, to be totally honest, until you start looking at what it can provide, and we don't necessarily see that it's living in some of our families and students that we work with every day.
Those are just a few of the journeys that take shape among us and that begin beyond the door of faith. Those journeys are made possible by two things. One, the unconditional generosity and belief of people like yourself. And two, through the generous donations you make toward our Catholic Services Appeal. These aren't easy times, but they're times that fortify our faith and that arouse in every believer the aspiration to profess that faith in fullness and with renewed conviction. Your generosity enables us to do what no single parish can accomplish and reach a wider community. Together, we can renew our faith and bring the light of Christ to people. Thank you for your generosity, your support, and your care. May the peace of Christ be with you, and may God bless you with an abundance of love and joy.